No matter which method you use to create the center of your lava lamp, we're going to be creating the base and the top using colored pencils. We want these to look metallic, like there's light hitting off of them, so we need to add in highlights and shadows. I made two examples, one using regular pencil and one using colored pencil. If you're choosing to use colored pencil, it's up to you, and if you would use a regular colored pencil, or if you want to use one of the neon ones. If you use a regular colored pencil, then only the center of your lava lamp will glow under the black light, which is fine. But if you want your entire piece to glow under the black light, then you can try to use the neon colored pencils for your base and top as well. If you're choosing to use my tracers, there are two lines that you'll need to add in on your own, but if you're making up your own shape, then that is up to you. If you're using a regular pencil, you need to make sure it's not mechanical. We need a regular pencil. You're going to choose a point on your base and on your top where you want there to be a section where the light is hitting it. That's going to be the lightest part on your work. So I would recommend using the side of your pencil and very lightly begin pushing down from the edges. You can have your light point be the dead center of your base. It can be off to the side, but no matter what, that's going to have to run all the way through. So wherever your light hits on your base, it's going to hit in that exact same spot on the top. It should be sort of like a line that goes down that entire section. Start off with really, really light pencil marks, and then you're going to make it a little bit darker by adding just slight pressure as you move towards the edges and away from your light point. At the very top of my base, I made that super dark because I felt like the light wouldn't hit up there, but if your light is coming from the top, then that could be the lightest point on your work. You can also just continue your highlight line running all the way up through the top of your base. As I worked, I used my finger to sort of help blend my shadows together. It just made it look a little bit more cohesive, a little more realistic, and there wasn't any like scratchy pencil lines. You can use a paper towel, you could use your finger, that part's up to you. I want you to make sure that you are drawing light and taking your time. Eventually, you're going to add really dark pressure to get those really dark spots, but you can't come back from it if you start really dark. So you want to start light and slowly add that pressure. You also want to think about this being a 3D shape. So your lines aren't going to go top to bottom straight down. If you look at mine, it kind of goes out like a triangle a little bit, and that's going to help give you that illusion of space to make it look a little bit 3D for your work. If using a colored pencil, the same rules are going to apply. You're going to use the side of your pencil, and we're going to start off really light. The difference is that regular pencil is going to erase a little bit better. So colored pencil, you want to make sure that they have a tip. You don't want them too blunt. But when you're using colored pencils, if you sharpen them too much, that point is going to fall off. So if you have a handheld sharpener, I want you just to sharpen it once, check it, twice, check it, and by the third time, you should be fine. If you sharpen these colored pencils more than 3 times, the point will fall out, especially the neon ones. They're a little bit more cheaper made, so they're not going to last as well. So you want to make sure that you're not sharpening it too much to waste that pencil. Start off really light, and then in your shadows, you're going to get a little bit darker as you work. If you feel like there's not any color, like you feel like you're rubbing your wood from your pencil on your paper, then go sharpen it. You also might hit a place where they get a little waxy, so make sure you're keeping them nice and sharp so you can work, but not so sharp that they'll fall apart. Remember to continuously blend, either using a paper towel or your finger. It's really going to help it look a little bit more realistic. It's not going to be scratchy pencil marks. It's going to look really nice as you cut it out and glue it onto your center of your lava lamp. You can choose whatever background color you want. I chose to do black for these examples. You also could choose white and go back in and add a shadow behind your work since you just learned how to make your shadows for your top and base anyway. You could use a bright colored paper. It's really up to you, but you're going to start by putting some of your glue stick on the back of your centerpiece, whichever material you chose to use to do that. So we're going to wrap it all the way around the edges. Don't use too much. Put it in the center of your work, and then you're going to do the same thing for your top and your base. Then you can put your name and class code on the back and photograph your work for Artsonia.